Alright.
Your coming is a favorable omen already.
The prince nods and crosses his arms, a self-satisfied smile on his lips. And how's that?
You happen by a time when our rivals bicker and tear at each other's throats. I say the gods have sent us a rare gift wearing a familiar face.
Haruhi plants his hands on his hips and nods. I'm not here for the gods. I have my own reasons.
You and half of Aora, I say.
I'd say all of Aora has their own reasons.
I will not paddle around the island. My sister wants to know if you are as useful as you are disruptive. She trusts me to judge this. You did not come this far to serve the crown, I say. But sailing is an expensive hobby. Loyal service can keep your galley stocked.
I could use some extra coin to outfit the Defiant.
Ikera, to patch a hull or stitch a sail is costly when supplies come from distant islands. The city has honest work for those in need, I say, and insists that everyone carry a heavy purse.
And what kind of loyal service did you have in mind?
My sister keeps a tight grip on Neketaka, but the filth of it drips down her palm and into the gullet.
He opens his hand for emphasis and wipes it across his shoulder.
Under our noses, I say, do foreigners smuggle contraband and pay the Rapau for their silence. Take this if you need proof.
He tosses you a silver medallion inscribed with Valian honorifics. I've gained the Envoy's badge. I think it's just a quest item. Ah, Valian Envoy medallion. The Republic's reward these for exemplary service.
Ikera, you are sharper than my guards for knowing this, I say. An envoy ship sank a day's voyage out of Neketaka. He wore that on his breast. My guards recovered it in a raid of the gullet. This confirms my suspicion. Neketaka has a pirate problem.
Haruhi's upper lip curls with distaste.
Smugglers and thieves cluster like rats in Delver's Row, a growth in the bowels of our city.
Time for a pulpectomy.
You think pirates raiding those Republic's bastards be the source of your people's agony? Wonder what the gullet folk would be thinking of that. Sir.
Anyone who preys on my people will know Onikaza's justice in time, I say.
Haruhi narrows his eyes at Seraphin.
I want someone to peddle the medallion to the black market, earn the trust of these pirates, and learn how supplies come into my city.
His gaze rises to meet yours, cold and calculating. To what end?
It will depend on what you find, I say.
Haruhi folds his arms and scrutinizes the floor between his feet, deep in thought. He's telling the truth, but there's something more to it all the same, and he doesn't trust his face not to betray it.
Onikaza leaves this for me to handle. While she worries about the manor, I tidy up the basement.
Now how about you, tell me what you're holding back, why don't you?
I say nothing gets past you. Is there any question why I want you for the job?
Haruhi chuckles to himself.
If we dealt only in pirates, then I would put a trusted agent in rags and send him down hiding in a food wagon. But Akira, I have reason to suspect our problem goes deeper than we know. For this, I want an expert. When you travel down the mountain, seek Takehu in Pariki's Overlook. He is a godlike, one who the people look to for hope.
The prince thumbs his chin and smiles.
Ngati's chosen knows of our troubles. He could also use a lesson in Raparu modesty.
Doesn't being Nagati's chosen mean he's a kind of savior? Who's Nagati? Nagati is a Huana trickster goddess with a humanoid body and the head of an anglerfish who is thought to lure mariners either into or out of trouble at her whim. They often worship her as Andra, making the Huana the only people that believe Andra has a physical manifestation.
Akira, a kind of something. Takehu was touched by the goddess Ngati at birth. He is as much a creature of the sea as he is Huana. We are left to interpret what the goddess intends by sending him among us.
Won't a godlike draw unnecessary attention?
Huana look up to Ngati's chosen, even as he looks down on them. That sort of attention opens more doors than it closes, I say.
Never hurts to have a local guide. I'll go find Takehu.
Akira, if I know Takehu, he is stirring tempers in the Water Shapers Guild. Be on your guard in the gullet. I fear the caverns run deeper than even Ngati could guess.
The prince dismisses you with a nod. Where's the Water Shapers Guild? Everybody just assumes I know where everything is. Hey, no, what are you doing? Check this. What mechanism controls this door is unclear. The plate does not budge under your fingers. That's a door? I don't see it. Alright. I can't remember where I came from. Amir's blessing on your sails, traveler. Or where I'm going. Water dances in graceful circles around this coral sculpture. A stronger alliance benefits both sides unless you want Rautai to...
Ado, Watcher. Clearly you are an interesting man to know. You should speak with Governor Alvari in our headquarters down the mountain in Queen's Berth.
Hello, you? Wow. Is that like a backer portrait? You meet a tall, brown-haired man dressed in full plate mail. That might not normally catch your eye, but his mail is unusual, colored a deep green and emblazoned with the image of a golden tree. Hand on the pommel of his sword, he watches the crowd go by with keen eyes, relaxed yet fully alert. He narrows his eyes when he spots you.
What do you need of me?
He looks at you warily, as if he is deciding whether you are a snake that might bite.
Well?
Tell me about yourself. He's initially hesitant, unsure of your intent. Eyes narrowed, he sizes you up, then nods. Interesting armor you have there.
I suppose it is. Are you familiar with the shield bearers of St. Elka? We are a paladin order. The order began as guards for Elka, a noblewoman emissary of Kulkin, who bartered for peace with the kingdom of Vadir. The order's founders were forbidden to bring weapons to the meeting, and she was attacked. With only their shields to aid them, they fought off her attackers and brought her to safety. She later died of her wounds, and the shield bearers of St. Elka were born in her memory.
He clears his throat dramatically.
I am the son of a disgraced noble family. My father and brothers were executed for treason when I was a boy. Rightfully so, I must add. And my mother, sister, and I were thrown out on the street. All we had to our names was a trunk full of heirlooms. One of them was this suit of armor, which belonged to my eldest brother. Now I endeavor to live up to its promise and redeem my family's honor. That's the long and short of it, really.
Can you teach me what you've learned as a member of the Shield Bearers?
Well, you would need to become a shield bearer yourself to really learn it all. I suppose I can teach you a thing or two as we stand here. The privilege will run you 3,000 copper, however.
No, I don't think so. I don't have that kind of money these days. Unfortunately, I spent it on a doctor.
As you like.
He shrugs. I'll be back, though. Hey, what's his name? Grannis Yerger. Grannis Yerger. A palace top floor. Train with Grannis Yerger. 3,000 copper. Whatever, 3 pieces fine. Yuck, I hate peas. Hamunga Makapu, defender of his people. Panamu, bird-scorned, greatest of explorers. Makarama, the buoyant, beloved of Nagati. Together, they form the Protectors of Neketaka. Neketaka? Whatever. Sorry, I failed. I bungled it. You must have sailed far to come here. The Huana depiction of Helia is almost menacing in its intensity. The cartographer bites his thumbnail and mutters to himself. But you got anything to say to me? Snob. What about this? Let me look at this cage. The raucous screeching of the birds in their cages is endless. Damn birds. Though simple in construction, the sink is clean and tidy. We got antidote. Oh, yeah, stash. I'm not gonna read this. That's a book. Nobody wants to see me read a book. Someone has finished off a quick meal here. Unless everybody wants me to read a book, then I'll read a book. Did I explore the full downstairs yet? I think I did. Yes. Oh, they don't have transition points on the map. That's a little annoying. Ah, this palace is big. Oh, I've been here. Go to the rooftop. I'm a little lost. Serpent's crown. Upper floor. Motes of light dart through the winding streams of water like schools of fish. Isn't that lovely? Oh, what are you? Beyond the city gates lies vast stretches of farmland, interrupted here and there by encroaching jungle. Amir's blessing on your sails, traveler. Elder Tiger. Okay, the Queen's got tigers.
You make a habit of turning up uninvited.
The Queen has affected a far more relaxed posture. A pair of tigers lounge indolently beside her seat.
Kahopa, Tangaloa. Welcome, our guest.
Nice names for your tigers. She nods down to the cats. They fix you with attentive stares that cause many of the courtiers and attendants to gasp.
Watch out. When these things lick, well, I hope for your sake you're not ticklish.
You travel with a brave crew, Watcher.
Onikaza smiles up at Adair. Good Kahopa. Good Tongaloa.
Nothing to fear, I say. If a queen cannot wrangle two cats, what right has she to the Deadfire?
She drags a hand over both of their massive heads. They lean into the gesture.
Your purpose and your temperament seem well paired. Welcome to my garden.
She nods.
Now, what is it you're after?
She beckons you to continue. I just wanted to look around.
I'm afraid my pets do not appreciate strangers. Or spies, for that matter.
She strokes the neck of the closest tiger.
It would be safer for everyone involved if you left us. Now. You may return if I call on you.
She makes a terse shooing motion. Can I... Let's just... save. Before I talk to her again. And...
They tell me Hasongo is still cloaked in shadow.
Onikaza raises her brow and gestures for you to speak. You keep interesting pets, Highness.
Fine beasts, are they not? Gifts from the Wapua, a tribe of proud animal trainers. I named them Kahopa and Tangaloa, which makes the priests very unhappy.
She grins to herself.
Aruihi thinks I should feed my enemies to them alive and screaming. Akira, I have given it thought.
She pats Tangaloa on her head, not content to let the attention go astray. Kahopa shifts over until his ears are under the Queen's fingers. You've been in my head since we first met.
Ah, Akira. But listen how the Watcher flatters me.
Onikaza chuckles to herself and shares a smile with the attendants in earshot. When her gaze swivels back to you, her presence like a storm cloud settles over your thoughts.
I cannot plant a seed in untilled soil. Akira, I want for there to be trust between us.
She raises her eyebrows to make sure you're paying attention.
The trading companies send spies to every corner of the mountain. I say there are places they cannot go.
Masked beneath a casual gesture of scratching her cheek, Onikaza taps the side of her head. I understand, Highness.
But you did not climb all the way up the mountain to pay compliments, I say.
You feel a light tug as the mental connection breaks. For now. Onikaza settles back in her chair and nods to her eyes straying to her attendants only briefly. Tell me about Neketaka.
Neketaka is older than our memory. We found the great city in ruins, and the Kahanga have spent generations replacing every cracked stone.
Who built Neketaka?
The Huana, of course. The mark of our ancestors runs deep. Walls and districts are not how we would build a city today, but this place has echoes of the past. And our future, I say, if we can but reach to grasp it.
This is a Huana city, but the trading companies are both represented here. Onikaza considers your reflection, nodding.
The Valians were very forthright in their desire to carve out a permanent outpost, I say.
That sounds just like Valians.
When cannon shot echoed across the seas, the Crown opened negotiations with Rawatai's armada. a healthier alternative to war. My brother thinks I am too lenient with our visitors. I say I will accept even this uneasy balance.
I suppose we shall see where it will lead. Back to my other questions.
First, a question of my own.
Oh? Onikaza steeples her fingers and observes you closely.
This city is not how the tribes would live. Walls stand between neighbors, and the beach is too far to walk comfortably. There are angles of the city I cannot see from my garden. What place has Neketaka in the great pattern of the Deadfire?
You occupy this place which you found but did not build. Time will tell if it is a good fit. Not really an answer, but I don't have any really.
I should tell Aruihi to send more philosophers to the palace.
Onikaza smiles, sighing through her nose.
Akira, my thanks for your perspective. I say you give me much to consider.
Why is it you put up with the trading companies?
Because we are the shrub in the shadow of an old growth.
Onikaza looks away and sighs through her nose.
Even the gods may protest, but this city blooms from the wealth of foreigners. Aruihi would have me force them back to their ships. I say it is better to feed my allies under a single roof.
We should speak about the gullet's food shortage.
Does the gullet lack? The seasons play havoc on our crops, I say.
She frowns, waving you on. Between the rotten food piles and the scarcity, the gullet barely supports life.
If I wanted an emotional opinion, I would go to Pariki's Overlook. Speak to my brother Aruihi. He handles local concerns while I lose sleep over the archipelago.
She beckons toward the exit. See, it's a sensitive
Now,
topic.
with that out of the way, is there nothing else?
Onikaza raises her brow and waits for you to speak up. No, that will be all. Farewell. Off we go. Oh, boy. You find a young man with long blonde hair drawn back in a simple club. His clothes are spare but well tailored, and his armor, a fine brigandine in blue and silver, is polished to a shine. He leans casually to one side, a clean hand on his hip, and sighs, bored. His eyes light up when he sees you.
Hello there! Come to have a word? I don't bite, I promise. Yes?
Tell me about yourself.
Gladly, my friend. Gladly! And how kind of you to ask.
He clears his throat with a theatrical wave of his hand.
I am the youngest son of a noble house. Now, don't make that face. Poor, desperate fool, you must be thinking. Well, waste not your sympathies on me. Truly, I consider it a boon rather than a punishment. All the comfort and none of the responsibility. What's not to like about that?
What are you doing in the Deadfire, then?
What else brings faraway travelers to the archipelago? Adventure. I've nursed a great love for heroic tales since my boyhood. As I was loafing about my father's estate, I thought, well, Gervard, isn't it time you made a name for yourself as well? So here I am. And though I dare say I'm little use in a fistfight, I can do a fair bit of magic and draw a lovely map. So I've taken to charting the interior wilderness of the Deadfire's larger islands.
That sounds dangerous in its own right.
Ah, but it's worth it for the stories I'll one day have to tell. But truly, if I could only inspire others as I myself have been inspired by those old tales, why, it would be marvelous. Anyway, enough of my prattling. Surely you've other things to do.
I had a feeling that you can teach me what you've learned in your adventures.
Oh, it would be my absolute pleasure. For a price, of course. 3,000 copper?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I'll be here if you change your mind.
Of course. I mean, this is where you're gonna find all your adventure, right? On the balcony of the palace? You're gonna have a lot of stories to tell. Palace balcony. Train with blonde-haired, green armored dude. 3,000 copper. Oh no. Man, my phone's going crazy tonight. Kind of annoying. But, fortunately, I have to be in communication with people a lot. Oh, Queen's. Did I go into her chambers? I will. One day. That was the rooftop. Okay. Yes. Oh, I stole in her chamber. Okay. Did I do everything in the palace? Palace is big. Actually, realistically, it's probably not big compared to most palaces. In real life. But I don't want it to be. I don't like
Hunter or prey?
when there's too much walking in games. So I'll count my blessings. A woman with skin like hardened sailcloth sits upright and stares off to the distance, her lips held in a tight and thoughtful pinch. She blinks and sits even straighter as you cross her view.
So, it will be you, then.
Her hand strays toward a sheath at her side, but she holds your gaze evenly. What?
You do not know what I talk of, Akira?
No, what do you talk of?
Then I owe you an apology. I have collected many foes over the years. Some of them would sprint up the mountain to see me push through the jaws of the great eel.
She exhales and moves her hand back to her lap. With me, it's usually a bit of some Unguathan machine instead of an eel.
Akira? I am certain it took hard work to earn such accomplished and capable foes.
She folds her arms and smiles at you.
As Nungata Whale Splitter, I cleared the jungles and seas alike of slippery creatures. I earned my foes later, when I hunted a deadlier prey.
She winks. Not very good at winking. Men? Lots of men?
Ha! Bounties, you wild ibex.
She chuckles to herself and turns away, raising her hand to hide a blush.
It's been years since I tossed a harpoon, so now I stay abreast of what bounties need filling. That's Mataru retirement for you.
Mataru. The highest class of Huana society, consisting primarily of warriors and priests, tribal chieftains traditionally rise from the warrior ranks. The Mataru shoulder the responsibility of governing the other castes and determining the practical and spiritual needs of the tribe. You must think everyone is out to get you.
An occupational hazard, I say. Hunters do not play well with others.
She glances away and clears her throat into her fist. Ever missed the hunt?
I miss traveling across the archipelago, answering to no one but my empty belly and purse.
She grins out at the city and sighs.
But this is a younger woman's game. Better that I step aside and make way for aspiring killers. Akira?
Well, I happen to be an aspiring killer. What bounties do you have available?
I miss traveling across the archipelago.
Oops.
But interested in taking up the trade, are we?
Nungata thumps her chin and smiles as she considers.
I warn you that I deal in the heads of the exceptionally dangerous. A lady needs standards, after all.
She raises her brow and searches for any sign of hesitation. I assume that means they're exceptionally well priced.
You assume right, Hunter. Let's cut your teeth on clever Bena, infamous dwarf mystic of the obscure. A scavenger, I say. Picks off those who trust her for an evening, and then pockets their coin when she's bled them out. Bena was seen traveling on an island due southwest of Osongo.
Before I go, I had some questions.
Ask away, Hunter.
Nungata opens her palm and leans forward. I just wanted to tell you I'm still hunting Bena the Mystic.
You are a busy man, Akira. I understand this.
She touches your shoulder.
When you have a head to turn in, you will know where to bring it, I say.
I will. Farewell. Wait, I didn't talk to Areti.
Do you seek companionship on your travels across the Deadfire? Why not take a little friend along? We have many animals on offer, all well-trained and eager for a new home.
Let me see what you have then.
Akira, You are sure to find one that suits you.
I already have the perfect cat, I think. Bubble. Elmo. Wait. They all do the same thing? Oh no. Ginger Demon. Oh, there's so many of them. Wow, are there any more expensive than the others? No. I'm guessing that they're all going to be duplicates based on what I've seen here.
Done and done.
Oh no, not just you, Seraphin. You're part of a party. Oh yeah, I want to change my formation, actually. I don't like my formation. Because of... that. There we go, that's better.
I can get it to spell its secrets.
Dim in the lantern.
My mechanic skill is still too low. Guess I should bring up my notes. Palace District. Door to west. Mechanics. Each island in this miniature model has been carefully sculpted, lined with carved rings that indicate height.
At last! Akira, I have waited a second lifetime.
Various unfinished letters lie scattered across the desk. You catch fragments of a meandering apology, largely obscured by spilled ink. Just gonna take your stuff. It's okay. You. An orphan dog.
Check up on her, I guess.
Okay. I guess I'll take her body.
Been feeling lonely?
Whoa. Whoa, a dare. That was dark. What's my filter? I don't see any filters on. Okay. Newest, sort by newest. +2 resolve. +2 resolve. And resistance to resolve afflictions. Oh, but I want that percent. Oh. +2. Oh, we'll see. Oh. You're the ghost of the person whose body I just took. Okay. I wasn't even paying attention to you.
There you are.
The spirit tilts her head, considering you. After a moment, she reaches a hand towards you. Yes, I'm real.
And what kept you? Why should I wait so long for Rikuhu's messenger? Or have you come as Bareth's usher? The foreigners twist even our gods. Should you not be a dwarf?
I'm helping the usher out. He's a pretty busy guy.
Even dead, I am slighted. Akira, what injustice. But you are here to take me away, are you not? Well, I refuse to go. Never will I move from this place until justice is done.
She stamps her foot soundlessly.
I follow Magrin's way. Yet sickness took me before my time. I died alone and without honors. It must be put right. My body cannot be left here to rot, forgotten. I feel it there like an itch.
In my bag. You feel it in my bag. I assume this body is yours?
Yes. To think, a Mataru of the Kahanga tribe left to die alone and forgotten. Unthinkable.
Perhaps unthinkable, but doable. I guess you weren't very popular.
If I lived, I would show you what I have learned in Magrin's service. But I am dead, and so you are beyond my reach. Indignity upon indignity.
Yes, you are at my mercy.
Take my body to the Temple of Magrin in the Sacred Stair. There is a great fire there that burns eternally. Burn my body there, so that it may be dedicated to Magrin in death. I cannot pass from this life until all is in order.
And why should I bother?
Drag my body around if you wish, but I will follow you until the deed is done. And think, a dead woman carries many secrets. I will follow your light. The brazier waits in the sacred stair.